know the chorus, and I listen.
Right, I've got jingles in my ears. I can't hear you, ladies.
You're listening to Parasearch Radio. News, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to The Spectral Zone with host Kaz Rooney.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spectral Zone on Parasearch Radio. I am Kaz Rooney, I'm your host, and tonight I am being joined by two ladies from a group called Free Spirit Researchers, and I'm being joined by Kelly J. Ellis and Ness Watts. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm great. Ness, don't be all quiet.
I'm all right.
Good. Now, you should have heard them before we came on. They were really chatty before we came on.
We were singing.
Yeah, they were singing. They were singing.
I'm not doing it, though.
Go on.
Yeah, go on, Kel.
Right. So basically, this is quite an interesting conversation because, Kelly, you've actually been investigating for how long?
For 14 years now.
There you go, 14 years. Wow. And Ness, how long have you been investigating?
Around a year.
Now, you're both in the same team.
Yep.
And it's quite a large team, actually, isn't it? Do you want to give a shout out to your other team members? Because we couldn't have everybody on. It's a big team. Go on.
Tina, I, Claire, Lo,
Emma,
Nikki, Jay, Emma, Lucy, Donna,
DJ, Carol.
Yeah, there are lots of them, isn't there? Right, now what I want to speak about, I mean, Ness, obviously you've been investigating, 14 years. So the difference, when you first started, how was the paranormal field? Is it different to what it is now?
I would say that the issues people have are still the same. Just the way in which people conduct themselves now with those issues has changed immensely.
Mm-hmm. For better or worse?
For worse. I think social networking platforms got a lot to answer for in some respects because it's given an open door to allow people who don't know you, don't know your team, to have an opinion. And opinions are fine, but the opinions that they have generally then get quite nasty and heated and debated. Whereas before you just had the usual issue with this is my patch kind of mentality, really. Whereas you don't have that now. That my patch mentality is gone. It's more make a mockery of the things that you're doing and the equipment that you're using and the way that you think and the way that you feel.
Yeah. Now, Ness, you've walked into it just a year ago.
Yeah.
How are you finding it?
It could be really argumentative, like the way people argue about stupid things, really, like equipment, as Kelly said, and like when you do visuals and things like that, and people come on and they have to like try and bring you down.
Yeah.
When all you're doing is trying to find what you so love and you want to do, you know.
Yeah. Now, we'll go back a little bit. Kelly.
Yeah.
Right, when you first started to investigate, what was your very first investigation, your first big one?
Our first big one, I would say that would have been the Explosion Museum in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
That was our first one as VIP. We used to be. I founded a team, and it was called, back then it was Vectis Investigations into Paranormal. I mean, I would say our first big one was the Explosion Museum in Portsmouth. Prices have changed immensely. We hired that one out for £300, and we had the entire camp and the museum, so all the buildings within that area. Now you're looking at £1,000 if you want to have the museum and all of the outside buildings.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And Ness, what was your first investigation? Your first big one with Free Spirit researchers?
First one was where I actually met Free Spirits, and that was at the theatre in Sharnbrook.
Okay.
I went along with a couple of friends just a night out, because my mates knew that I was really into it, and yeah, they invited me along, and I got teamed up with Kelly, which was a good night.
Yeah, good.
Do you find it helpful, Ness, being with people like Kelly who have been doing it so many years? Is that a help to you?
Oh yeah, because I learned so much.
What do you think? If you had decided just to join a team and say they'd only go in 6 months, whatever, do you think you would be as comfortable?
No.
No. You've got a lot of support with the team you're with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done since that night I met Kelly in the theatre.
Mhm.
Because me and Kelly sort of like went off and did our own thing, didn't we, Kel?
We didn't really have much of a choice though, did we?
No.
We'd gone there as a team wearing our shirt, because obviously that's what you do as a team when you book to go somewhere else. And unfortunately, that particular team that was running it as a public event weren't impressed. So they split the whole team, and then wondered why they got arsey when unfortunately we became friends with the people that we were put with, as you naturally would do. You would become friends with people because you're investigating with people. You have to have some level of trust that those people that you're investigating with are looking out for you as much as you're looking out for them.
Yeah. Thing is, Kelly, like someone like Ness, who's obviously just come into the field.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of different people joining the paranormal. It's a huge community at the minute.
Mm.
Do you think, like yourself, or like someone like me, or like Paul Rook and everybody else who have been investigating for years and years, we have a responsibility to these people that are just joining to help them?
Yeah, I think we have a responsibility to help them, but only in a nurturing way. I don't think we have the responsibility to tell them what they believe in and what they're feeling is not right. I think if you've got people like that on your team that like to impose their belief system onto that new person who at that time is quite sensitive, I think that's wrong personally. I think you should open your arms to anybody who wishes to join your team.
Yeah.
And nurture them, but in that sense, not in any other sense. Just nurture them and watch them grow.
Yeah. So, it must be quite daunting, Ness, when you just started. and you've got all these people with all this experience, and you're kind of going, "Oh, what did I do? What did I do?"
The thing is, I think even Kelly will say, agree with me on this. I sort of knew what I was doing when I came into the field anyway.
Okay.
Because I've been into paranormal ever since I was young. I just didn't know how to get involved.
Yeah.
Where I'm quite lucky because of the fact when I went to the theatre, there was Kelly and the team there, and straight away we bonded.
Mm-hmm.
And straight away, me and Kelly were off on our own, going in this tiny little room. And I was using, was it the EVP recorder I was using at that point, Kel?
Yeah, and we
it was a K2 as well, weren't it?
Yeah.
And we were in a storage cupboard.
Don't tell them what we did in there.
Right, I'm sorry, ladies, you've just opened that one wide open. So what were you doing in there? You don't say silly things like that to me, I'm going to ask.
So we'll save that for another one. So anyone out there who wants this on show,
just PM Kelly or Ness and they'll explain that, because they're clearly not going to do it on air.
Nah, there's nothing going on. We were just getting a bit of communication with each other.
Do you... Right. Kelly.
yeah.
Start at the beginning with this. Right. When you come into the paranormal, what was it got you to come into the paranormal?
So ever since I was very little, I grew up in what you would commonly know as a haunted house.
Okay.
And I had plenty of experiences within that house that most people would find quite terrifying.
Yeah.
I unfortunately didn't. I absolutely found it mesmerising, and it just started me on a spiral towards what I do now, and I just absolutely love it. And like Ness in the beginning, didn't have a clue where to start, I had no idea there was even paranormal teams out there until I got older, and so yeah, that's kind of what started me down on the path. Pretty much a haunted house that I lived in for 14 years. So.
What about you, Ness?
I used to get told stories when I was younger by my mum.
Okay.
And that used to really get me into it. She used to tell me about grandma's house. And also we had a next door neighbour that lived next to me when I was really little that was a witch.
Wow.
And Mum used to say that she could hear, me and my sister would say, we can hear kids next door, and could we go and play? And she's like, no one's there. So I got really into it at that point, and then obviously Most Haunted came out on telly, so I started watching them, and it just, I just got a real love for it. And whenever I was at my grandma's, I'd always ask my mum to tell me the story from her house, and other stories from around the area that my mum had for me. And yeah, I still remember a lot of the stories to this day, and they're what really got me going. And then I went out on an event quite a few years back, but I didn't really think nothing of it at that point because I didn't like the event company that were doing it.
Okay.
I remember who they are, so and I didn't really get 100% of a decent experience, but in another way I did, because of what I did get was good.
Yeah.
Just then I backed away from it. I moved away from where that was, and then a few years later I found, my mates come up to me and asked me about the Shamrock Theatre, and then I managed to find my way into the field finally.
And now you're loving it.
Oh, yeah.
I do have to point something out to everyone listening. Ness apparently deserves a gold star because Ness apparently is Parasearch Radio's biggest listener.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she is.
Because, don't tell anybody, but when she's at work, she listens to radio. Shh, don't tell work. So,
I swear, if any of them are on listening, I'm dead.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Funny.
It's fine. It's all good.
I've already shouted about when I'm at work, so it's fine. They all know what I do.
But when you're going to go out investigating as a team, do you have set kind of rules?
I think the beauty of Free Spirit researchers is it's not your normal standard team setup, in all honesty.
Okay.
People that joined our team are people such as Ness, new to it, fairly new to it. I think there's about 4 of us on the team that have got a lot of experience in the field, but the majority of them are all relatively new to the field. So, yeah,
I'm laughing.
Is she picking her nose again?
No. I'm laughing at a comment in the chat room from Pamela Whaley. She says, "Hey, if work kill you for listening to radio, you can come back and haunt them."
Oh, believe me.
There you go.
Yeah,
So you've got
our team. We give them free rein.
Yeah.
And most of the venues that we have are quite big, so most of them can go off without disturbing each other. And we have mutual respect for everybody in the team. So usually 9 times out of 10, everybody is pretty good at knowing where other people are and not interfering with what it is that they're trying to achieve. So we don't have set rules like we're gonna do this for 5 minutes and then move on to that, and we've all got to stay together and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
We're not that kind of team, and I think that's the beauty of it. That what I like, the vision of this team is we allow people to come in, and anybody can come in at any time. They gain the experience they're looking for. They find their niche. They find what it is they love to do. They grow with experience. And then if these guys and girls want to go off and start their own team, if they want to join another team to learn something new, they have absolutely all of them, and they all know this, they've got our blessing to do so. Because I feel that is the only way to continue Para-Unity. I think the team will lose people, and then it will be sad to lose them, but we haven't really lost them, because then we grow too, because then we have other teams to go on venues with, and then we can start getting to these more expensive venues that we struggle to get as it is, because obviously with 12 of us, we can't afford £1,000. We can't afford that.
No, I mean, some of the prices are ridiculous, aren't they?
They are, absolutely.
It's making it kind of harder. From my point of view, it makes it harder for smaller teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Most haunted, or we've already mentioned that. I mean, they started it all, really, in all fairness.
Yeah.
Price hikes were going to be inevitable, I'm afraid. Once things air on telly, price hikes are inevitable.
That is very true, unfortunately.
But it's the same the world over. It doesn't matter whether you're a paranormal investigator or whether you like to go and bird watch in a reserve in a hut. I mean, things just get expensive. The more people that want to do it, the more expensive it becomes. So,
Ness, I mean, as you said, you've only started a year ago, but I mean, you do welcome other people joining you on investigations. Do you actually find that helpful as well, meeting other people and working with them?
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to get to know new people that are in the paranormal field, you know, because you learn every single time you talk to someone in the field, you learn something new and you learn about their experiences. And it is lovely, you know.
But I mean, Kelly, you might feel the same actually. I mean, even though you've been doing it years, you meet other people and you still learn things.
I'm learning something every single day.
It doesn't change.
I don't know it all, and I'm never going to know it all.
No.
Probably 5% in this entire 14 years I've been doing it. If I had to put a percentage on it, it would be 5%. I don't know everything, and I don't admit to knowing everything. And I'm happy with that. I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah, I mean, it won't make me a popular bunny to say it, but there's no experts.
No, there isn't. Absolutely not.
There isn't, and if everybody thinks that, I mean, there are people who are highly, highly knowledgeable in certain fields. I've got to put that out there because you don't want to offend people.
They know what they're talking about. People who build equipment and stuff like that, you know, they know about their equipment and they know what they're doing. But there's always that small room for doubt and a small room for error, isn't there? So that's how we learn. We learn by the mistakes that we make.
I don't know, I mean, I can't speak for the way you guys do it. Right, we've got to bring this up. Ness, recently you did your first solo.
Oh, yes.
Do you know what actually impressed me the most about that?
What?
You were getting responses, you were getting taps and things, but you went looking for the explanations for the tapping.
A good girl.
You didn't turn around and go, oh, that's paranormal. Oh, it's... You literally went and looked for other explanations for it.
And if I could work out if it was like the building cooling down or what, I would say that as well.
I think there was at one point a cup that was on a bike, and the cup ended up on the floor. And you ended up on walkie-talkies and all sorts trying to find out if them to move the cup until you found out somebody did move the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to check. I mean, if you can stand there and go, oh, look, viewers, the cup fell off the bike and not show them anything else, well, that's wrong. Don't do that.
Oh, Kelly, I've got to thank you for what you do, standing up for paranormal bullying, as well as Paul Rook.
Wow, bless.
You know, from Des and Mitchell.
You do a good job with that. Even you, Kaz. Absolutely amazing.
I think everybody on there is quite a good group, though.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, who taught you to do that, Ness? Was it just something you knew to do, or did somebody say you look for other explanations?
No, it's something I already knew to do, because you can't put everything down just to being paranormal, you know.
Yeah.
We're investigators, and the whole point of being an investigator is to investigate what you've heard or seen or felt.
Yeah. Personal experiences, that's the problem though when you're out investigating, isn't it? Because you can't prove them. You can explain them, maybe, to people what has happened, but it's proving what has happened.
Yeah. I mean, personal experiences are lovely. And if someone's dead set on that's what's happened to them, that's what they truly believe has happened to them. We weren't there. We didn't feel that. We didn't sense that. We didn't hear that. So we can't tell them that what they heard, what they felt, what they sensed was right.
Yeah.
Again, it's all about nurturing. All our guys in the team are amazing at what they do. I love them all to pieces. They all know that. But they will all try to debunk first.
Yeah.
But they all have their own special niches. So they've all got something that they enjoy doing. It's quite funny, actually, because we're not the same. Like, I'll run round with my EVP. Ness will, before, Ness would generally run around looking at the walls to see if there's anything on there that could fall off or anything like that. Now Ness runs around doing lone vigils.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, we've got Lowell. He absolutely adores running around doing Facebook Live videos. He goes off all by himself, so he's not affecting anything. He's around doing his own little thing in his own little world. He loves that. Claire loves her table tipping, and she loves her Ouija boards. And we all let her crack on with that and support her when she needs support, regardless of what we all think. We will be there 100% to support her, because Claire believes in the energy, and you need the energy on the board and the energy on the table. So I mean, they've all got their niches, and they're all bloody amazing at what they do.
Yeah.
Just like you.
Just like what? You. Oh, bless her.
Thing is, Ness, I mean, when you started the lone vigil, your first lone vigil, you were a bit nervous. But once you'd done the first one, then you kept doing them all night. You literally hit your stride running, and you were like, oh, I like this. And that was it. You were off.
Yeah. You couldn't stop me then.
Yeah.
I think the team actually tried to pull me back a little bit, and it was like, no, I'm busy, I'm doing a lone vigil, go away.
I think we tried pulling you back a little bit, babe, because we were in such a tight space, and all we could hear was walking up and down the hallway and you talking on live. Well, we're just going to listen to Ness. Let's all plug it into Facebook.
The thing is, though, I mean, you got really comfortable and people were reacting to it and chatting away and saying things to you, so that it was coming up on the screen, so you knew that people were making suggestions and saying, yes, we heard that, whatever. So
yeah, it was amazing. A load of them people, I didn't even have a clue who, like, knew enough all of them were, and it was just amazing the responses I was getting.
But it kind of helps, doesn't it, because you don't feel alone then, as well.
Yeah.
You do know, like, if a big shadow was to come behind you, we'd all go, Ness!
Yeah, and then I'd probably go, yeah, see you later. I'd probably, like, work out to see where the shadow was coming from, but, yeah.
Well, crikey, we're all coughing tonight. We're a healthy bunch, aren't we? So, of the investigations, how many have you done this year? You've done quite a few, haven't you?
We were full last year and we're full again this year. So I would say we never investigate in December. And late, because it gives the team a chance to spend time with their families and not have to worry about trying to save a bit more money for something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say in the whole time we've been going, it's around sort of 26 investigations we've done in total.
Wow. Do you have a favourite one so far this year, Kelly?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I've got a favourite one that the team have done at this point in time, because some of them have been on the quiet side. I enjoyed Woodchester Mansion, and I'm really looking forward to Fort Redoubt in September.
Yeah. I'm coming along to that one.
I know you are. It's going to be a very good night indeed. Absolutely. And then I'm looking forward to the Antiques Museum as well. I can't wait to do it. I've been following that quite a while now. It looks really exciting.
It does look quite interesting, doesn't it?
Mm.
And what about you, Ness? Have you got a favourite so far this year?
I think so far this year it'd have to be the museum we did, the True Crimes Museum.
Okay.
Because the experience in there was just amazing. To the point where I had to leave and then come back.
Wow. What happened?
I let my guard down a little bit too much and didn't have protection on me, and something came a bit too close for comfort and started affecting me. And a couple of the team members sort of clocked on to what was going on and sort of came running out after me, and they tried to calm me down and like move it away from me and stuff, which was really helpful because I didn't know how to move it away from me at that point.
Yeah.
Which now I do know because one of our team members taught me while she was doing it how to do it, and she said, now you can do it yourself. And I was like, brilliant. Yeah, and the way that all five of us girls had to go to the toilet together was quite comical.
I'll have you know, not one of those people was me. I can go to the toilet by myself.
Yeah, but
you did come in with us. Don't even go there.
No, I never.
Well, do you know what, Kelly? I wouldn't expect anything less. I mean, you're a seasoned investigator, for goodness sake. How long have you been doing this?
I did take my torch.
we always take our torch. They're super glued to your hand for the whole night, evening. You're just walking about with a torch. Doesn't matter what else you've got, you have your torch.
And also, Kelly, where did you go to sleep?
Well, that's a long story, isn't it? I tried sleeping on my own bed and had to give that up for one of the team members because they had a bad back and forgot to bring the bed in. Then I tried to sleep on the floor, and then we ended up in the car. And I you sleep because I was trying to play I Spy, and then you woke up and we played more I Spy. And then it was time to go, and I fell asleep in the car.
Yeah.
You really do have a lot of fun, don't you?
Yeah, we do. We have a lot of fun, and I think that's important.
Yeah. So, right. We'll start with Ness first with this one. Equipment-wise, what's your favourite piece of equipment?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Myself.
Fair enough.
I would actually, after the lone vigil I had on the last investigation, I'd have to say myself, because I don't think I actually had any equipment on me apart from my phone and the walkie-talkie and myself.
Do you know what? I think that's actually right. You didn't take any equipment in with you, did you?
Nope. And I really, that was amazing.
If I remember rightly, one part of the building, you did set up trigger objects, and one of them was an EVP recorder. Did you get anything on that?
No.
No.
No, that was my EVP recorder. I was replacing that. No, we didn't get anything, unfortunately.
Goes like that sometimes, though, doesn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. That's half the fun.
True. And what about you, Kelly? What's your favourite piece of equipment?
I have to say it's my EVP recorder.
Good woman.
Not that I get much chance to use it because there is so much talking. But yeah, I will get to a point where I'll just go somewhere by myself, I think.
Do you know what? I love my EVP recorder.
Yeah, so do I. I adore it. I've got a few things, but no, I love it. I wouldn't be without it. I think anybody who's coming into this field, I think it's silly not to have one. I've got an Olympus.
Yeah.
And I adore it. I really do. It's so quick to listen back. You can just leave it running all night if you want to, and then spend the next 8 friggin' hours listening to it. If you've got time. It's EVP for me. Love it.
I do have to say, we went to a certain house in Pontefract. That's all I will say. You know where I'm heading with this. But somebody left an EVP recorder recording the whole night. We were in there from 6 o'clock until lunchtime the next day.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and guess what? We got home, and guess who got designated to go through the EVPs? Me. I thought, oh, thank you very much. I ended up with everyone's EVP recorders. I was sat there for days.
And did you catch anything?
Little bits and pieces, but nothing that I could really... What I did catch is because the EVP recorder was running, I do actually have some great EVPs of team members singing and stuff. So I can bring them up anytime I like. Just saying.
Yeah. Have a complete show on he's singing.
Ah, right, we've got a question.
Oh.
I have to ask you, anywhere in the world, if you could go anywhere in the world to investigate, where would you go? Right, we'll start with Kelly.
I'll go Bobby Mackey.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'd go there. I'd spend the night there as well.
The interesting thing about that is he doesn't actually think it's haunted, does he?
No, he doesn't. It would be so nice to go there and just see that for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when someone that owns it says, well, I don't think it's haunted, and you've seen things on the telly, which obviously it's for entertainment purposes,
yeah,
you're in split minds. I would fly all the way over there to investigate that.
What about you, Ness?
They have to be the Winchester Mansion.
See, I would be worried about getting lost in there.
Yeah, but that's the whole point.
Yeah.
You could play hide and seek with the spirits. It'd be quite funny.
But do you think you'd be able to do a lone vigil in there on your own?
Would I hell?
Why not?
Straight out.
Why not?
A year or two, and I possibly would.
You know what this means?
What?
It means more lone vigils, but they will have to take your phone away from you at some point. You just have to be on the live camera.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll actually find you get more comfortable with it, Ness. But you were nervous last time. And then that was it. Nobody could stop you. You were going all night.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah, I kept getting messages going, I'm going live in 5 minutes. I was like, okay. And then I'm running about sharing it. I thought, oh, crikey, she's hit her stride. Have you been anywhere yet that has scared you to the point you would say, nah, I'm not going back there? Well, I'll go with Ness first time for this.
Nope.
Really?
Not to the point where I wouldn't go back. Because, I got scared at the True Crimes Museum, but I'd still go back. I'd go back tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
What about you, Kelly?
I've done a mental asylum, and King Edward V, I think it was. It's been knocked. The part of the building we investigated has been knocked down now. But yeah, we had singing and humming in our ears. Nobody else could hear it. We had things thrown at us, windows smashed in front of us, empty swimming pools with wet footprints of children, or like just see them appearing.
Yeah.
Again, nah, I'd go back. I'd go back in a heartbeat. I haven't.
Really?
I don't think I could ever say I've been somewhere where I've been so terrified I would never go back, because isn't that the whole point? Isn't that what we're looking for? And if you've got a building that has that much activity in it,
yeah,
why run away from it when that's what you've been searching for?
Yeah. I actually had a lady at an event. It was her and a friend who came along. They'd never been to an investigation before or anything like it, and they were quite nervous. And we noticed that something kind of moved. And I went, oh, that's moved, when we walked into this room, and I swear I thought a stampede of elephants was going over the top of me. She literally just bowled me into a wall to get out of the location. Poor woman was terrified. I had to go out and calm her down and bring her back in.
When we last, not the time we visited the hangar, the time before that, we were in the garage, and the compressor machine went off. It wasn't plugged in. Afterwards, we had a good look at it. We couldn't debunk it. The compressor machine went off, and it threw me that much that I did shit my pants, and I went running to I headbutted Lowell in the nose. And it was that moment of not complete terror, just that scare factor. I didn't even realise I had headbutted somebody in the nose. I had no idea I'd done that.
Wow.
I've actually told me about that, Kel. I was somewhere else when you were doing that.
We've got another question from Aidan Tina. They're asking... They asked the last question about where in the world you wanted to go, but they've got another question, which is, what's the most compelling evidence you've ever experienced? So we'll go to Kelly first.
So there's a video. It's from my, unfortunately not from this group, but from my old group. We were in a hotel in Ryde on the Isle of Wight, and I had my camcorder on me, Sony, of course. And we were talking to a spirit of a young girl, and she manifested right in front of the camera and moved between two people. For me, that was really compelling. I liked that. You could start to see the outline of an arm and the whistle of a nightie, almost like a nightie.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, I've still got that. It's on YouTube, actually. It's a good video.
Oh, I want to see that. What about you, Ness?
I think it was when we were at a location in Tamworth and I saw the table. I was doing table tipping.
Yeah.
And the table was literally just going round in circles. And I mean, it was going quite fast as well. And the drunken feeling that we all felt at the same time.
Wow.
I think that would have to be my one, yeah. And I think Tina and Aid and Kelly will all know the place I'm on about.
Mm-hmm.
So you go back there then?
I don't think we will go back there, will we, Kel?
No, it's one of those places that you've done it once. There's no need to go back and do it again.
Right, so is anywhere you wouldn't investigate? You would say, no, that's not right, I'm not doing that.
I wouldn't, I mean, a lot of people at this point would probably say graveyards or churchyards because of disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
Not me. I haven't got a problem with that.
I don't either, to be fair. I feel...
I definitely would not go into somewhere that said no trespassing. That is not what I'm into, and I think that's really disrespectful. So the only thing is things that say do not trespass.
Yeah. What about you, Ness?
I'm probably the same, to be honest.
Yeah, as long as you're being respectful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also,
there is another graveyard I couldn't go into, but that's because there's family members in there.
Yeah, that would be difficult, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's too close to home for me.
Yeah. I mean, I go into churches and graveyards and things. What about abandoned places? Do you ever go looking out for abandoned places?
Oh, yeah, all the time. Yeah, we went into, we got permission to enter into a farmer's field in Somerset, and we had a load of outbuildings in there, and we did hear what sounded like planes landing because it used to be an airfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we've done all of that. If we find anything on our travels as we're going to work or, things like that, or if something pops up on Facebook that someone's found an abandoned house or something, we'll always give that a shot.
I think sometimes... Oh, why is it doing that? Right, don't know what happened there, got an echo. Right. Right. I've been to... There's a lot of places in Yorkshire. I do apologise, I've got an echo and I don't know why. Where have you found that's abandoned?
Well, you've been to that. You said you and your friends before you joined us went down into this foresty area.
Yeah. There's a place quite close to where I used to live before I moved into the house I'm in now, and it's an old RAF base sort of thing. And we found the bunker and the hospital and the op house and things like that, and we get in there. It's a public place, so yeah, we've been in there. I didn't have no EVP recorder or nothing on me at that point because I didn't have any, but I did use my phone to try and communicate because you could feel things in there by a mile.
There's actually, in England, a lot of World War II bunkers, isn't there? There seem to be a lot of bunkers.
Yeah. When I lived on the Isle of Wight, we did loads of those. I mean, they were everywhere on the Isle of Wight. Pretty amazing as well, actually. When you walk in, some of the stuff's still left on the wall. And it just kind of takes you back, really, to what it might have been like for them. Interesting places. Yeah, I'd definitely give bunkers, abandoned places a go. Never say no, eh?
Would you go camping in the haunted forest?
I would not go camping.
Why not?
I'd go camping.
We were gonna, Kel.
No, I'm not camping. Sod that. No, I want a proper toilet so I can have a proper wee. I am not pitching a tent up in a pitch black. No. I'd rather sleep in my car.
But somewhere like Rendlesham or Pendle or somewhere like that.
Yeah, Pendle's one of those places, if you don't mind me saying. But if you speak to the locals down there, they'll tell you there was never any witches. It's just weird. It's one of those weird places that became famous, put on the map, as you know, by Most Haunted, for ghosts and witches. Been down there with a friend when lived on the island. We took a trip down there just for the day, and none of the locals were. You talk to them and they're like, there's no witches around here, never has been any witches. You've got no real witchy shops, nothing's really witchy about it. It's just one of those, I don't know, perhaps I need to go properly and investigate it to find out, but I certainly wouldn't go with the mindset of there's witches in the woods and stuff.
I find the energy in Pendle very different.
Do ya?
It's a very spiritual place to me. It's one of my favourite places, actually.
Oh, well, everybody's got their favourite places, haven't they?
What's your favourite then? Absolute favourite?
My absolute favourite place used to be a waxworks museum on the Isle of Wight. Absolutely amazing. There was monks in there, and you would actually see monks walking down the corridor, and it was steeped in history. So you had a lot of different levels upon levels.
Yeah.
So you had sort of like the era where it was used for monks, and then a layer on top of that was you go back to sort of the 1900s and just amazing. And they were really, because they've been there such a long time, they were quite intelligent as well, really intelligent spirits. Unfortunately, it's flats now, so I feel sorry for anybody who lives in there.
Oh.
Yeah, good place.
Maybe contact them, see if anything's going on in the flats. What about you, Ness?
I don't think I've got anywhere at the minute.
Really?
Yeah.
There's just not one place you would go, go back there again and again and again.
Not at the moment. I'd go back to most of the locations we've been to already, but I'm sure one will come up where I'll be like, I want to go back and back and back.
Yeah, Mansfield's one of those places. I'd go to Mansfield every year. I mean, we're already booked for next year. It's just one of those venues that every time you go back to Mansfield, something happens, something different happens every time. It's a brilliant location.
Right, tell us, I know, Kelly, you've been working on something. You've got a little project.
I have. I've been looking into this little project for I'd say about 6 months now. I started tinkering about and trying to source all the stuff I needed. And I have actually, with the help of Aid, and we did it within half an hour, I might say. Well done, Aid. Actually put together, and I have done some research, so I am actually in belief that this is the first of its kind. I have put together a hands-free Ouija board. You don't need to put your hands on it. It's done with, I don't know if I want to give too much away. Yeah, I will, sod it, it doesn't matter. It's done with a compass.
Oh.
So I sourced from a company a big compass needle and stand, and we've put it together. It's in prototype at the moment, so it doesn't look like much. If I'm being honest, we've just written the letters all over it and stuff like you do. And we did try it out when we went to the hangar. Unfortunately, we tried it out in the CAF, if I believe right, and there was just too much electricity in that room because of the machines running, that the needle just wouldn't stay still. So I'm excited about using it, but I need to find the right venue, and then another venue, and then another venue before I'm quietly confident that this piece of equipment's going to work. But I am really excited about it. It took me, I thought about it for ages, got quite excited about it. I am really excited about it. I will put pictures. I did promise those that are following us that I would put pictures up, but I really want to see it in action, so I'm going to wait until it's in action, and then give people the opportunity to tell me what they think, because obviously that's what it's all about as well. People are going to give me some ideas as to what I might be doing wrong, or why it's not going to work, or so I'm really excited about it. Staring at it right now, it's my little pride and joy, that is.
Sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Well, I'm not a fan of spirit boards, Ouija boards, whatever you want to call them, to be honest. I'm not a fan of table tipping. All my team know that. Unfortunately, with the years of experience, you learn, and the mind is a funny thing. And I do believe that subconsciously there is an element that you might actually be moving things yourself without actually realising that you're doing it. So you're not doing it on purpose, because who would want to do that on purpose? So
yeah, spirit boards, I don't know, they're very easily manipulated.
Yeah, but
not intentionally, I might add, but they can be manipulated.
Subconsciously, your hand. Let's say, for example, you're on a spirit board, and you're starting to get MICH. Somebody inevitably is going, "Is your name Michael?" Before it's even had a chance to spell out what it's going to say, and then it goes to yes. I don't know, and that's just me. But like I said in the very beginning of this show, if that's what one of my team members, or two of my team members, or three of my team members like doing and love doing, I'm gonna say to them, I'm not going to join that board because I don't believe in it. I will fully support them.
Yeah.
And but that's just me. I personally, I'm not that keen on them, really. Sorry.
Well, ladies, what I want you to do is I want you to tell people what exciting stuff you've got coming up this year for the rest of the year.
Okay, well, we've got 4 readouts this year in September.
Yeah, and then we've got the Antiques Museum in October. So we've booked that for the Halloween weekend, so we're quite excited about that. Both of these are sleepovers. I think the rest of the year they're all lockdowns, so it's all sleepovers now.
Have we got any in November, Kel?
We've got the Smethwick swimming bar.
Ah, yes, that's the one.
So that's booked. And then obviously we've just started now booking in for next year. But that's a slow process because it's so expensive. Everywhere wants high deposits. So, but we are trying our best. We will get there.
We've got a few booked for next year already, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you prefer the lockdowns?
Do what, sorry?
Do you prefer doing lockdowns?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because if you're going to go for the experience, most venues want to kick you out at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I want to stay. I want to see what happens after. And I think the True Crime Museum was one of those which absolutely blew you away in the fact that things happened. The majority of things that happened after 2:00. I mean, it went nuts. It didn't stop all night. Stones being thrown, noises, whispers. It didn't stop.
Even at 7:00 in the morning, it was still going. So
it's amazing in that respect. So yeah, I prefer lockdowns. I can't speak for the rest of the team. Claire, she if she's listening right now, she can't sleep anywhere but her own bed, I'm afraid. We are yet to experience Claire on a lockdown, but I'm sure that time is nigh. Let's hope. Love to have her stay all night.
Well, you'll have to talk her into it.
We'll just tie her hands behind her back, won't we?
Yeah, just kidnap her for the night. It'll be fine. I'm sure nobody will be worried. Right, so ladies, we've been talking for nearly an hour, so what is the aim or the goal long term for your team?
Again, personally for me, I don't know about Ness, I'm sure Ness will say her piece. For me, it's just nurture, be there if the guys want advice and help. And hopefully watch some lovely people one day have their own teams.
What about you, Ness?
Just keep working as a team with the love and support of each other. You know, we're like a big family. And get experiences together that we can hold in our memories, you know, and just keep going with what we're doing because we've got so much to go for as a team.
So 2019 is going to be bigger and better?
Hope so, yeah, hope so. It all depends on the venues and how much they're going to hike the prices up in April. But hopefully, fingers crossed. I mean, we've booked Mansfield, so we're safe.
And we've got Brendan as well, so we're definitely safe.
Oh yeah, we might have a free venue that hasn't been investigated before, but can't say too much about it.
Okay.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Just keeping our eyes out and sharing that everybody's got to carry on sharing the love. Yeah. And I see all paranormal teams out there. Please continue sharing the love. Don't hide your venues. Don't hide your event. At the end of the day, if you've got a serious paranormal team, they're going to find those venues and events anyway. So share the love. If we shared the cost, we could all go to asylums, and we wouldn't need to join the public. We could have it for us as a massive team, and that's why I appreciate Sean Cadman so much, because it gives teams that opportunity to come together and share the cost of a building, which just makes it so much cheaper for everybody.
Well, do you know what? I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I honestly do. I think you're a great team. You all kind of seem to vibe off of each other.
Yeah. Well, we are, like Ness says, isn't it, Ness? We are a family, aren't we? We have dinner together. The guys come over and stay. We do Christmas parties. We'll throw a party for no reason. we're having a team meeting next weekend, and that'll just end up with a lot of cider and alcohol. Apart from that, bless her. And probably Cards Against Humanity, no doubt. So, crazy times, and we just stick together, and there isn't anything we don't talk about, because it's not healthy to keep things bubbled up. And I'm really proud to say, actually, with the way this team has gone, we haven't, to date, lost a team member because they don't like the way in which we work. I'm really proud of that.
That's good.
I'm really proud of that. I mean, we've lost team members, but it's more due to personal reasons, or they've split up with somebody and they don't have a car and they can't come. Mm-hmm. But not lost a single team member because of team issues, team problems. We're really lucky.
Yeah, we are.
Well, ladies, it's been lovely chatting to you. Before we go, I need to tell everyone, you can find all the radio shows on SoundCloud. You can find them on Podbean, on YouTube. We are on Twitter. We are on Facebook, obviously. We're all over the place, so you really don't have an excuse. We're on Instagram. If you get a chance, please go and look up Free Spirit Researchers.
Thank you. Yeah, do. Come join us one day. We'd love to have you all aboard.
Yeah. I will share the link for the group into the Parasearch Radio group page so that you can go and join. But, ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure.
And likewise, Kath, thanks for having us on.
Thanks for coming on, and Ness was so nervous, bless her.
I'll have a figured in trouble, it'll be fine.
So all it remains is for us to say good night, ladies.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, before we go, I almost forgot, competition. Mr. Ashley Nibb has donated a Paranormal Investigators Journal. You want to get one of these? I've got 2 of these, they're brilliant. So you can record all your data and everything as it happens on location. All you need to do is be a member of the Parasearch Radio group page and just like the post and comment, and your name will get added into the draw. That simple.
Do it now.
Do it now. So, right, ladies, say good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.